Everyone, welcome to Sean Burgess Fitness, and thank you for tuning in to our latest Flexibility Matters video on how to statically stretch through the hamstrings in a seated position. So we're going to go through 3 different variations, okay? Each one is a progression from the last, and we'll also talk about which muscle groups around the hamstrings and the hips need to lengthen at the same time in order to allow us to get into these positions and stretch in the right places. So I'm going to start with what I call level 1, a fairly sort of basic hamstring stretch, right? So we're going to do this unilaterally, so we're going to do one side at a time. So you're going to extend the leg that we're going to try and stretch through, okay? So you need to make sure that knee is fully extended and we're pushing it into the mat. I want you to make sure that your toes are up, okay, and facing back towards you. That's really important. So if we've got our toes pointing downwards and away, that really does affect the tension in the hamstring and you're not going to get the same stretch, okay? So you want to keep the toes up so you can really feel it. Then I want you to tuck this foot on the right side into the side of your leg, okay? So right into the top towards your adductors. And then from there, stay square, breathe in and breathe out, okay? And just reach forward and hopefully you can get to your toes without any major stress, okay? So you can use both sides and just try and get as low as you can. Little tweak on this one that I do sometimes with clients is I just say, let's stretch through the adductors on this side and push down with that hand. So actually work this slightly different area as well. And you should be able to keep that leg straight and keep this knee down on the floor. All right. So that's what I call level 1. Level 2, we're going to take this foot on the right side and we're going to cross it over the knee. Okay, so what's going to happen now, it's going to get a little bit harder to get more range of movement through your lower back as well. So that's one of the muscle groups which need to lengthen to allow us to get into this position. Tight lower back usually does mean tight hamstrings. And then from there, we're going to basically do the same stretch. So keep that foot just resting above the knee in that little groove. Okay, so you're not actually pushing down on the kneecap and patella itself. That's very uncomfortable. All right, you're not so much resting it on the quad. There's a little groove that we create. It's almost man-made for this stretch. All right, it's not really, but it kind of feels like it is. So you're going to push down, breathe in, and then go forward. Okay, so it's a little bit more difficult. Like I said, this is kind of like your intermediate sort of hamstring stretch. Level 2. I'm just going to hold. Again, it's your preference whether you want to push down on this knee or go both hands. It's completely up to you. So when we are in these positions, we also want to stretch through like the fascia and the muscles coming from your back as well. So tuck your chin in, round your shoulders, and actually try and get your chest pushing towards your leg. All right. So actually, I know it goes against the grain to say you want to round your back, but actually on knees we really do actually want to get into that position. All right. So your last position, this is one you'll see a lot in yoga particularly, right? And this is the hardest one. We're going to have both legs straight, okay, right in front of you, toes up, and we're going to try and just touch the toes. Right? And it sounds very simple. For some of you it probably is, for others it's not. So breathe in, breathe out, and then just reach down and grab the foot as much as you can and lean forward and get that nice stretch in there, okay? So with this one, if you do want to stretch both legs at the same time, you can regress this stretch by obviously not touching the toe. So if you can't get that far without bending the knees, you can just put your hands on tops of your hips, just lean forward. You're going to feel that quite a lot still. Or if you're a bit further on from that, and hopefully you are, you can even just go for your shins, sort of mid sort of tibia, and just lean forward and hold that position there. That's still quite stressful, it's still quite tough. So hold, and then come out of that stretch once you've done your 30 seconds. And remember, we're always aiming to do 3 sets of 30 seconds to improve your muscle length, okay? And then just have a little breath and go again and try and take it a bit further. The stretch itself should never be painful. It should feel like a progressive stretch, mild discomfort that you feel like you're lengthening through the muscle tissue as you do it. So there you go, guys. That's 3 variations, 3 progressions for seated hamstring stretch. There's many more hamstring exercises which I will show you over in other videos. Give it a go, let us know what your feedback is, see if you can get to level 3. Thank you for watching, and remember, if you've got any queries about anything I've talked about today, get in touch with us and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you soon.